dramatic music. Well, hello, trail gremlins. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Outdoor Brooke, and I talk about all things outdoor travel and making adventures more accessible for everyone, but not for sheep, unfortunately. Today I'm going to be talking about what hikes you cannot miss in the Lofoten Islands. But first, let's talk about where the islands are located. These islands are a remote archipelago off the northwest coast of Norway. How I got there is I took a flight into Oslo, and then I took 2 domestic flights from Bodo to Leknes. But there are other options, such as taking a domestic flight and then taking a ferry. The best time to go depends on what you're looking for. For midnight sun vibes, you're going to want to go late May to mid-July. For hiking in warmer days, June to August. For fewer crowds, but still epic light, go early September. For northern lights, September to March. And I went at the end of June to the beginning of July, and even though it was summer months, the weather was all over the place, so make sure to pack layers and be prepared. I wanted to experience midnight sun for my first time. If you're unfamiliar what midnight sun is, from late May to mid-July in the Lofoten Islands, the sun never sets. And we call it midnight sun, and it was absolutely crazy, surreal, amazing. Now let's dive into the epic hikes you cannot miss in the Lofoten Islands.
Announcement. I am not Norwegian, therefore I am probably going to mispronounce some of these trail names. I'm trying my best. And yes, I am making this announcement with a roll of toilet paper. Thank you.
Reinebringen is the it girl. This is the iconic hike where you have to climb over 1,500 Sherpa steps. It's 3.6 miles round trip with over 1,700 feet of elevation gain. For parking, don't follow all trails. You have to park into the town and then walk alongside E10 and you'll find the trailhead. I hiked this trail twice when I was there, and I definitely recommend doing midnight sun. Mannen is less crowded than Reinebringen and still serves an incredible 360 views. This trail is 2.6 miles round trip with over 1,200 feet of elevation gain, is considered a beginner-friendly trail. You park at the beach parking lot, which we had to circle about 3 times until we finally found a spot, and you do need to pay to park. If you have time, I highly recommend just hanging out at the beach on the way back. Ryten. This hike is difficult but rewarding. 5.4 miles round trip, but we did have to walk half a mile to the trailhead, then half a mile back because the parking lot is very small. With 3,000 feet of elevation gain, baby. On your way out, definitely check out Valvika Beach. Torsketunga. I'm sure you were really excited to see how I would pronounce that one. It's 2.2 miles round trip and just shy of 2,000 feet of elevation gain. This trail packs a punch, and oh boy did we need our calories. Here is Andrea eating her pastries up at the top while we waited for the clouds to clear. Our patience was rewarded with spectacular views. The clouds cleared. This trail was really steep and it was cold when we were hiking this. Because it was so cloudy and cold, we basically had this trail all to ourselves. Your adventure to hiking Helvetestinden will actually start by taking a ferry. We purchased our tickets a couple days in advance. Depending on when you're going, they do sell out, so make sure you get your tickets. This hike felt more remote than the previous hikes and was definitely less crowded. If I ever do come back, I would like to come backpack camping here. You'll be dropped off in the town and then have to look for this sign and veer left up to the beach. It was absolutely beautiful in Rhine, but as we headed towards this trail, it was cloudy and it began to rain. And right as we started the hike, I did step in a huge thing of mud. Yay! Luckily, the rain did stop on our ascent up to Helvetestinden. We booked the last ferry, so we were really on a time crunch to get up top, take photos and videos, and head back down. Look at this absolutely stunning view. I have to say that this is probably my favorite hike. If you have extra time or you don't want to hike to the top, you can go down to the beach. It looked really beautiful, but we had absolutely no time to go down there. And here are my shoes in the aftermath of that hike. We actually made really great time coming back down, so here's a little montage of all the houses on the island. There was a little cafe by the ferry where they had fresh brownies. So this is definitely why this might be my favorite hike, because of the whole experience getting there. Horseid is another trail that you need to take a ferry to, and this actually felt even more remote than the previous hike. It's 5.5 miles round trip with a little over 1,600 feet of elevation gain. And I have to say, this is probably one of the easier hikes that we did on this trip. It was cloudy, but then cleared once we left the beach and came back to the town again, where we were attacked by a bunch of bugs. We found out later that that building right there was actually a shelter to hide from all these mosquitoes and bugs. It was a great relief to see that ferry pull in and bring us back into Rhine. Reinebringen is a 2.2 mile round trip trail with a little over 1,400 feet of elevation, and boy was it steep. We actually parked at a different parking lot that made the beginning hike a little less strenuous, and we went for midnight sun. This trail was definitely more popular than the other previous trails, and we actually got to witness a proposal on this hike, so it was very special. Reinebringen was the last hike we did before we left Norway, and it was such a beautiful way to end our trip. We hiked Reinebringen around 4 in the morning because we went from the previous hike to this hike to finish off before we had to go to the airport. And I'm so glad we did, because look at this view. Lofoten is truly a special place. From experiencing my first midnight sun, seeing the rugged terrain, and getting to enjoy this beautiful place with my friends was such a memorable experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and send to your travel buddies. Happy trails!